Good evening. Try it again. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Delhi Township Board of Trustees meeting for March 27th, 2019. We'll begin first with the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence. Tonight's moment of silence is in honor of Carolyn Robin. If you'll remember, a few months ago, we acknowledged the passing of George Robin. Our established floral gardens in Delhi, the Robin Garden Company over on Pedretti Road. So now the matriarch of that family, having 5 children and 10 grandchildren, is now gone to join her husband, George, of 61 years. We acknowledge her tonight. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. All right, Mr. Luby, approval of the minutes, please.
Motion to approve the minutes from the Board of Trustees meeting held on March 13th, 2019, and dispense with the reading.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion to approve bills for payment.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion to approve the payment of overtime for pay period ending March 12th, 2019.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Yes.
Motion passes. Report from our fiscal officer, Mr. Luby.
Resolution approving purchase order obligations incurred on behalf of the township by the township administrator, authorizing payment of certain purchase order obligations and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution?
Move to dispense with the second reading.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution? Yes. Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes.
Resolution passes.
As far as significant transactions since the last meeting, our payroll on 3/21/19 was $305,000. We did have about $34,000 included in the police comp payout, so that's why it's a little bit higher than usual. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Luby. Trustees' correspondence. Trustee Davis?
Yes, just briefly, we all literally just got back from another business that has set up shop here in Delhi Township, Embellish Salon, right over at Anderson Ferry and Foley. They've been up and running for about a month, so we had a nice red ribbon cutting ceremony, I guess you could say. So that was nice, and it's just always good to have new business coming in. And our next ribbon cutting will be over at Verve Fitness, right up next to the old Remke's up there, up in that area, which, as I understand it, they've expanded big time. So that's awesome. And again, kudos to our development director and your team. And just, as I say, it's just, we're always open for new business. And it's nice to see others that are looking up and coming in and setting up shop. And we're looking forward, I think, to several more businesses over the next few years, which is going to continue to keep Delhi on the map. So thank you so much, Greg.
Trustee Sturts?
Yes, last Friday, Mount St. Joseph University had a naturalization ceremony, and we were there. We're invited to participate. It was very exciting. 99 new citizens were joined the United States last week, denounced their countries. So it's kind of emotional to watch that happen. I wasn't aware, but they have a naturalization ceremony, not at the Mount, but in Cincinnati every month. So people are clamoring to become our citizens in the land of the free and the brave. So thank you, Mount, for inviting us.
All right, and I too would like to recognize St. Dominic's Knights of Columbus and thank them for honoring one of our own. Officer Jim Gilbert received their Blue Shield Award. This is always given to a first responder. And Officer Gilbert was actually honored for his tremendous success in policing our parks. So I think the numbers were pretty amazing as to what he has decreased as far as, small aggravations in the park, and Officer Gilbert is there, and he's done a terrific job, and we thank St. Dominic's Knights of Columbus for recognizing that as well. Okay, we'll start with the departments then this evening. Police Department, you're on. Chief Howard?
Have a motion adjusting the hourly pay rate for Julia C. Grace, full-time police clerk, to $22 per hour, effective March 26, 2019.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Yes.
Yes. Motion passes. Chief, you have an update for us on anything?
No, we should have some kind of press release on the location when we found the skull and the remains down on
Okay.
Lower Delhi.
So that's-
Hopefully within the next day or two.
Okay.
You'll see something come out.
'Cause I know you had said maybe today or maybe yesterday, so,
Yeah, we've identified the individual. We think, we're just waiting for verification that we identified the individual. And then we'll make notification, and then we'll put something out.
thank you.
Artie?
Wonderful work.
Chief, on your police clerk, was that for the second shift full-time position?
Yes, it was, but actually, I'm glad you brought that up, Trustee Davis. We're actually sat down and talked about it a little bit more, so we're actually going to open that back up to a day shift position. So we've contacted everybody that has applied for the second shift position. All of them actually agreed that they're still willing to work day shifts, so they're still in the process. But we are going to put it back out there. Melanie said probably tomorrow is when she's actually going to post it.
Another round of posting?
Yeah, well, for day shift. It's the same position, but in lieu of having it as second shift, having a day shift.
Okay, so there's two positions.
No, one position.
Okay, so the one we just adjusted the pay rate for is not one of those
No,
positions?
that's the current. Julia Grace, that's current. She received her 1 year probation
Okay.
as of yesterday.
Gotcha.
So that's the pay increase for her after 1 year.
The original post said it was for second shift. So, because they're gonna open it up to first shift too, they wanted to put it back out to be fair to those that didn't apply because it was
Going to be set.
specified as second shift.
Gotcha, but you're just going to hire one then?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And then we are in need of some part-time. We know of some that have given me ample notice that they're going to be leaving. So we're going to try to get some part-time trained too. So that will be posted tomorrow. Whenever I do the full-time days, that'll be posted also as a part-time position.
Okay, gotcha.
Thank you.
And I believe that job information and applications available on our website, isn't it not? Correct. Okay, good. All right, Public Works.
Motion to approve the rehiring of Brandon J. Marquetti as seasonal maintenance worker in the Public Works Department at a pay rate of $11.94 per hour, effective May 23rd, 2019.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor? Yes. Motion passes. Do you have anything for us, Ron?
As far as Brendan, this will be his third year, and he's been a good employee, so he's coming back. And I also have another quick update, if you don't mind.
Sure.
It would be on the Rapid Run Phase 3 project. As you know, we completed Phase 1 and 2. I believe we finished construction in 2013. We've applied for Phase 3. This will be the third time. We pretty much received a verbal confirmation that the money is set aside, and we will get some kind of written confirmation probably in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
This is, I said it's for the Rapid Run.
Right. A lot of people may not understand what the Rapid Run piece is about, Ron. So if you could just take us back a little bit as to the history of the Rapid Run.
It was started with a joint project with MSD for mainly overland flooding and sewer backups. Something had to be done, so the decision was a grant process was probably the best way to deal with it, and it's worked pretty good so far. FEMA did release a press release. I don't think it's really hit anything, but just a couple comments of the project, because they know that it is going to be awarded, but technically they haven't awarded us yet. But it's coming soon.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Ron.
Thanks.
Fire Department, I have nothing on the agenda. Did you have anything to add, Jesse? All right, thank you. Parks and Recreation, Director Torbeck.
Motion to approve the hiring of Samuel D. Seibert as seasonal Parks and Recreation worker in the Parks and Recreation Department at a pay rate of $9 per hour, effective April 19th, 2019, and completion of drug testing and background check.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Yes.
Motion passes. Anything tonight, Josh?
April 20th, Spring Craft Show at the Senior Center. April 27th, the Community Yard Sale at the Senior Center. About 70 different vendors between the two shows, so should have a good turnout. Excited about that.
Is the yard sale filled?
Yes,
So both are filled.
both are filled.
Perfect.
And welcome Samuel
The
aboard.
parks are starting. Has softball begun?
Yeah, yes, softball has begun. Baseball's begun. We've dragging fields and playing games.
Okay, thank you. So we're giving some business up there to Officer Gilbert. Okay,
Right.
Yep.
And the-
great.
The stage is continuing.
They just poured the piers last week. They'll be finishing off the piers maybe tomorrow, and then you'll see the supports go up here in the next couple of weeks.
Okay, great. Thank you, Josh.
You're welcome.
All right, administration, Mr. Luby?
Resolution 2019-37, resolution declaring certain property no longer needed for public use, obsolete and unfit for the use acquired, authorizing sale by internet auction, and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution, Mr. Cameron?
This is standard housekeeping in the way we can put things on the auction site, so equipment we no longer have a use for. I think there's one police vehicle. There'll probably be a few more next meeting, but those are going to be sales direct. Some computer equipment and other miscellaneous things that we've found no use for, so this allows us to auction them. There's also another resolution after this one that lets us discard things and throw them away, things that aren't even auctionable. So
Okay.
that's your next one.
All right.
I move to dispense the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes,
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes.
resolution passes.
Resolution 2019-38, resolution declaring certain items of personal property unfit for the use acquired, that the items have no value, authorizing disposal thereof, and dispensing with the second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution?
Move to dispense the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution? Yes. Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes,
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes.
resolution passes. Community Development, Mr. DeLong.
Resolution 2019-39, resolution declaring nuisance for accumulated debris at 3935 Delhi Pike, declaring an emergency and dispensing with second reading.
I introduce and move the adoption of this resolution.
I second the adoption of this resolution.
Any discussion on this resolution, Mr. DeLong?
Yeah, this is an occupied repeat offender on Delhi Pike at 3935. As you can see, there is debris. It is primarily, it was in the front of the building. They've moved it to the side of the building. It was still there this morning, so we do request you declare it a nuisance.
I move to dispense the second reading of this resolution.
I second the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution.
All those in favor of the motion to dispense with the second reading of this resolution? Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes,
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes.
resolution passes. All right. Public comment. Yes, I do
You
have.
have something? Oh, okay, sorry.
He's waiting for public comment.
He's waiting.
Public.
Yeah. All right. First, I'd like to call on Mr. Alpining. Right here. Yeah, we have a clock that we run that's 5 minutes, so. But if you could just
Okay.
give us your name and address.
My name is Al Pining. I live at 438 Moorview Drive. My question is, and we've all heard things over the months and everything else, the Remke building, and I know Verve just bought that and expanded their thing, but I was told by people that are in the know that possibly Meyer has bought that property. And whether they're going to tear it down or build a new one or just remodel that one, that there's a Meyer store going in there. Then I heard that no, they're going to put condos in there. Totally condos. I am totally against condos in the community of Delhi because I know what's going to happen to them. But I just wanted to know, does anybody know, did Meyer buy that property?
Okay, well, I'd like you to meet Greg DeLong, who is our Director of Community Development, and I'm going to say out right here, community development is the one place where it's very difficult to offer total transparency, because a lot of times there's contracts, and Law Director can help me out on this, a lot of times there's contracts and things that force us to remain confidential. But Mr. Long's been working on this property along with others, so I'm gonna hand it to him.
Well, thank you for coming, first off. We hear these rumors all the time, too. I hate to say this, but the people in the know is the Department of Community Development. So don't rely on Facebook and social media and the community talking. We have spoken to Meyer. They are not buying that property. They have no interest in Delhi Township. So they are not coming. We've heard Kroger's is moving over there. We have spoken to Kroger. They are not relocating across the street either. So right now, we're just working with the property owner to try to fill that space the best we can for the time being. But right now, as Ms. Seavey said, we can't disclose tenants, possible reuses, because what happens is they negotiate and property values can jump up and things like that. So we have to be really confidential. It's almost like signing my name in blood sometimes with these people, and to build a confidential relationship with them that they can trust the township as they're working. So we are working with them to try to get that occupied, but right now there are no future tenants identified for that property.
Well, two of the people that I heard this from are from Meyer, that they work with Meyer. And they said that Meyer does want to come back into this side of town, because the old building where Bearcat Storage is now was a Meyer store 45 years ago.
Yeah, I know there seems to be an employee at a bank in the community who keeps telling everyone that Meyer is coming here, and that bank will also be coming here. That is not true. We have spoken to real estate at Meyer. They are not coming here.
What we really appreciate
Yeah.
is you coming here with the question,
Yeah.
and that Greg has the opportunity to really give you the answer that's, as far as he can, correct.
And if anyone ever
I
has,
understand.
yeah, and if anyone ever has questions, I recommend that they call our department at 922-2705. I'm used to sitting on my phone saying it, and just ask the questions, because these rumors are also hurting recruitment, because
Right.
things are getting posted online. We could have a lot of businesses do a lot of research before they talk to us, so they could be seeing these things thinking, well, these buildings are now occupied, or they're going to be occupied, so they're not even looking at Delhi anymore and are going elsewhere in the community. Recently, Green Township had a big issue that they actually put a press release out, because there was a resident who posted on social media all of these new businesses coming to their community, and they weren't true. So, yeah, it was like 5, I think, on that list. It was like crazy. So it's one of those things where we love to see the enthusiasm. And I always tell people, while we can't get Meyer at this time, if there's something you want us to pursue, let us know. We'll try our best to try to get it to come here. So
I appreciate it.
I appreciate you coming in.
understand what
Yeah.
Cheryl's saying about the-
it's a hard game. It's a hard game. So, yeah.
But I just keep hearing this, and I wanted to come here and see if I could find out anything.
Yeah, and we appreciate you doing that. And like I said, we hear it all the time too. And I'm just like, if I could find that source and have a talk with them, I'd love to have that conversation with them.
Thank
So
you very
you're
much for
welcome.
your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Also tonight, Jenny Burke. You notice Greg's getting up and he's going to say, Ron, this is all you.
Hi.
Hi, Mrs. Burke.
Hi, I'm Jenny Burke. I live at 673 Neep Road. I live next door to the dumpsters, the recycling dumpsters. To my surprise, and I was very sad when I saw it, Sunday morning when I was taking my walk, someone came Saturday in a little U-Haul trailer. I saw it, but I didn't pay any attention to it. They brought everything and anything but recyclable. They abused the privilege. There was a box of dirt, an old rug, a tree that was cut down and the roots were still on it, lumber, tree branches, and I don't know what else. And it it made me very sad. It really hurt because I live next door to it, and it's just disgusting for someone like that to abuse the privilege and make it a dump instead of a recycling, which you only should put paper, magazines,
Right.
and cardboard and some glass and some plastics, but not what this person brought.
Jenny, we hear you loud and clear, and the cameras caught this.
Oh, I saw it all.
Very
I saw the camera.
Very,
because
very clearly.
Dan and Rip showed it to me. I saw it.
Mr. Cameron, I think you had some comments on this with Ron.
Well, so again, thank you for coming up here, Ms. Burke. It saddens us and aggravates us too, and I can tell
I
you,
live right next door to it.
we track these down and knock on doors, and in
I
this
hope you give
case,
it to him.
well, we will give as much as we can, that's for sure. But yeah, Ron takes this very personal, I can tell you that.
He cut his finger on a piece of glass when he was cleaning the mess
Yeah,
up.
so they came
I'm
out,
so sorry for Dan and him to clean up that mess. Thank goodness you had the backhoe to help you though.
it is a privilege, you're right, when you say that, and we try and reinforce that idea because it's not something that we have to provide. And it's gotten a lot better, and we've been very vigilant. When I say we, it's Ron and it's Dan and it's Brandon, who we're hiring back, and the police have been terrific, and everybody kind of pitches in. But we will do as much as we can to make it clear that this person wasn't supposed to do that.
Anybody up there with a trailer, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna call 922-0060.
That's the correct number.
Yeah,
Because
well,
right now, that entire case has been
Our-
turned to law enforcement,
And
so.
I want to thank Chief Howarth and the officers. They've been terrific in responding and not looking at it as, oh, we got to go deal with the recycling containers. So they've
Gotta get it off
come
my
and,
chest.
yeah, no.
Thank you.
You're saying all the same things that we think about it as well. That's for sure.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Jenny.
Thank you.
All right, that's,
You want me to say that?
If you want, I mean, he'll be cited tomorrow.
Oh,
Chief, did you
well,
wanna
the chief is telling me that he's been identified and he will be cited and arrested tomorrow. So hopefully he's
okay,
not
so
watching
did
this
everyone
meeting.
understand this?
No, this
An
will be,
individual who illegally dumped into our recycling bins will be cited and arrested tomorrow. So if you're thinking about it, I'd give it a second thought.
well, I say we, Ron, he checks the videotape and we track these down. And this will be our first site, although we've knocked on several doors, sent letters to say, you shouldn't have done that. Please don't abuse the privilege of these containers. So we track this down, but this will be our first actual citation, and it is a criminal misdemeanor offense, correct, Chief?
M3, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, the prosecutor's office will actually deal with this.
Okay. Jenny, I hope that helps. I don't know.
I mean, there it tells you you're on film, you know, and that film is very clear. I saw it, you know.
All right. Thank you. That's all I have for people signed in. Was there anyone else? Okay. All right. Mr. Luby, then, announcement of community events?
The flood cleanup safety awareness classes, they will be Friday, March 29th from 2 to 4, Thursday, April 4th from 6:30 to 8:30, Saturday, April 6th from 10 a.m. to noon, and they will be at the IBEW NECA Electrical Training Center at 5455 Glenway Avenue. The Community Electronics Recycling Day will be Saturday, April 6th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Oak Hills High School at 3200 Ebenezer Road in the north parking lot. The Delhi Historical Society program, A Life Amplified Through Radio and Rock and Roll, will be Monday, April 8th at 7 p.m. It will be at the Delhi Park Lodge at 5125 Foley Road. The Delhi Township Veterans Association General Meeting will be Tuesday, April 9th from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. It will be at the Delhi Senior Community Center at 647 Neeb Road. The Bailey Dementia Free Family Workshop will be Wednesday, April 10th from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. It will be at the Bailey Main Building Enrichment Center at 990 Bailey Drive. Coffee with the Chiefs will be Thursday, April the 11th from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. at the Bailey Wellness Center in the library room. The Delhi Business Association Easter Egg Hunt will be Saturday, April 13th at 10 a.m. at the Delhi Park at 5125 Foley Road.
All right, thank you, Mr. Luby.
We're not done yet.
There's more.
Oh, there's more.
The Delhi Park
Page
Spring
2.
Craft and Vendor Show is Saturday, April 20th from 9 a.m. to
Sorry,
2 p.m. We'll be at the Delhi Senior Community Center at 647 Neeb Road. Delhi Community Yard Sale presented by Delhi Parks and Recreation Department will be Saturday, April 27th from 8:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at the Delhi Senior Community Center at 647 Neeb Road. The Delhi Business Association Shred Day will be Saturday, May 4th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at C.O. Harrison Elementary School parking lot. Cleanup Delhi Day will be Saturday, May 4th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. We'll be at the Delhi Senior Community Center at 647 Neeb Road. That's all we have.
There's no page 3.
That's it.
Okay, all right. Well, we do have reason for executive session this evening, so if I could please have the motion.
Motion to retire to executive session to consider the appointment, employment, and/or compensation of a public employee of the township and to consider the purchase of property for public purposes.
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Luby, please call the roll.
Mrs. Seavey.
Yes.
Mr. Davis.
Yes.
Mrs. Sturts.
Yes.
Motion passes. That will conclude the regular session of tonight's Board of Trustees meeting. And I'd just like to remind all of you that our next meeting is Wednesday, April the 10th, here at 6 o'clock. Hope to see you then.